All right. So we covered this not too long ago. I don't know why. I guess I wasn't expecting this to be a investigation report, but they did an investigation July 19th at 7:48 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Warbird 03, an Air Force B-52H, and those are large aircraft for those that don't know. Very big.
Very
huge.
big. Very
Huge.
smoke.
Yeah, smoke a lot too. They were doing a flyby at the North Dakota Fairgrounds involving a loss of separation event approximately 2 miles south of Minot International Airport, MOT. Why not Minot? SkyWest Flight 3788, an ERJ 170, arriving runway 31 at Minot from Minneapolis, St. Paul. Hey, look, it's your old stomping ground.
Hey, yeah.
Heyo. Subsequently, Warbird 3 was involved in another loss of separation event approximately 1 mile southwest of Minot with November 41349, a Piper PA-28. Warbird 3 was operating as a military flight. SkyWest 3788. Well, okay, that's all useless information. But anyway, so the Minot Control Tower air traffic manager stated that at the time of the incident, traffic volume was normal with normal complexity for the time of day as VMC. They staffing. What did he say about staffing? There was one controller staffing the tower. Well, that seems bad, but I don't know what normal is. So, okay. So they checked the tapes, and at 1941, RAPCON, which is the sector controller, coordinated via the shout line, which is their direct comms, with the local control requesting an opposite direction arrival for SkyWest. So they're already kind of changing things up because everybody else was using runway 8 for another involved aircraft. So they were going to do an opposite direction for SkyWest and an approach to runway 8 for 717 Bravo Lima. It was approved. They coordinated via the shout line, requesting opposite arrival for 3-1 for 717 Bravo Lima. So I guess the winds favored that. Also about this time, the Minot controller cleared 349 for the option. Pilot options is a full stop, touch and go, or low approach to runway 8. Then provided instructions to flip the runway to 3-1. So 8, turn around, do your touch and go, and we're going to turn back the other direction. At 1943, Warbird 03 checked in with the Minot local controller 15 East to conduct the flyby. Simultaneously, the sector controller called the Minot controller on the shout line to coordinate Warbird 03 to conduct the flyby, then do a right turnout, proceed back to Minot. At 1 minute later, local controller asked Warbird 03 to say their position. Responded, 2,700 feet, 15 miles east, turning inbound in 2 minutes for a 270 heading to your south. The local controller instructed Warbird 03 to proceed as requested and not start their northbound turn until at least 2 miles west of the airport. Warbird 03 acknowledged. At 1947, they checked in with the local controller, SkyWest did, on RNAV 31 approach, and the local controller instructed SkyWest to report FONAD, which is the final approach fix 5 miles from the airport with a good readback. Also about this time, local controller instructed 349 to make a left turn, enter left downwind runway 31 with a good readback. At 1948, the local controller visually saw the big-ass B-52. Also about this time, SkyWest 3788 reported 1 mile from FONAD. The local controller called the sector controller on the shout line to request a spin, which is a 360-degree circle, to SkyWest 3788 due to the big-ass B-52 conducting the flyby that he saw. It was approved. At 1949, the local controller instructed SkyWest to make a right 360 at FONAD and said traffic is a heavy B-52 a few miles to the southeast of the field going east to west. SkyWest said, we see it, because it's a big-ass B-52, and said they didn't know if they wanted to do that right 360-degree turn. What? The local controller, I don't know if I want to do that. Local controller offered a left 360, and they just request, you know what? We just like to break off the approach altogether. We don't want to do any of the stuff you're asking us to do. Local controller called the sector controller on the shout line to request SkyWest to break off their approach. He's told the local controller to issue a 250 heading and an altitude of 4,200 feet with a good readback. Local controller then told SkyWest to fly heading 250 and maintain an altitude of 3,700 feet with a good readback. Well, a bit of a difference. Local controller instructed 349 to make a right 360 in the downwind with a good readback. So he was okay with the 360. At 1950, local controller called the sector controller to verify the assigned heading for SkyWest. He said 220 heading now, which is different than the original 25, but still 4,200. Local controller inadvertently instructed Warbird to fly 220 and maintain 4,200, then told Warbird to disregard. There's like 10 of them in that airplane. So between them, they figured it out. It wasn't for us. The local controller asked SkyWest if they copied. They said, stand by, 2,300 heading 340. Local controller responded with heading 220 and up to 4,200. SkyWest requested if they could fly present heading and climb to 4,200 feet. Local controller coordinated on the shout line with the sector controller and requested present heading and 4,200 feet. Sector controller replied, all right, that's for the Warbird that broke out and not SkyWest. Local controller responded negative. It's for SkyWest because Warbird did not break out. At 1951, Warbird 03 reported to the controller that they were in a right-hand turn back to MIB, and they'll contact MIB Air Traffic Control Tower. So that's the Minot Air Base. Local controller instructed them to contact MIB Tower. Local controller is still in the shout line. Again, requested present heading and 4,200 feet. They approved the request. In 1951, he instructed SkyWest to maintain 4,200 feet. Current heading was approved to contact the sector controller with a good readback. Local controller asked 349 to say their position. Responded they were in a left downwind for 3-1. Advised they were in sight and issued an option clearance for 3-1. Good readback. After the event, SkyWest was vectored to runway 31, landed uneventfully. Here's what it looked like. Oh, my. So there's Warbird 03 trucking along, just doing bomber things. And there's SkyWest just doing whatever they want.
But not a 360.
But not a 360 in either direction.
No.
Because now, why would you? And that's what it looked like. They're investigating. The winds were it was a crosswind. 090.
It was
actually 090. Runway 8 would have been better. They were landing with a little bit of a tailwind there. 3-1. Benjamin Nutter. Anyway, panel, your thoughts.
Y'all don't take 360s when the controllers tell you? Like, is that normal?
Well, so yeah, it's B-52 coming. Sure.
The backstory, Mace, is
I feel
that
like I was like, okay.
This was a viral video where they landed, and the SkyWest captain's like, wife and kids, sir, almost orphaned, have never even seen them. And he is like, has to give War and Peace in his brief to these passengers about why we had to bank it up to turn, and there was a big B-52, and things almost it was real bad. The loss of separation was about 1.5 miles at the closest point.
Yeah, I mean B-52 is big. Look closer.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's a 500-foot pass. No, it was a mile.
Yeah, dude, that thing was out there. But I mean, self-induced, Gonky. What do you think?
Yeah. So Mace, like we were saying, that the dissertation that the captain gave. I mean, hey, if he wants, he's well within his right to do that. And the people loved it. He got it. Everyone's clapping. Safety first, which I'm all for it. But this is the case of, I mean, the B-52 was doing what it was supposed to be doing. Air traffic control knew what was going on, offered some guidance. They denied. Like that was surprising me when I read that. They're like, "Yeah, do a 360," and they're like, "No." I'm like, wait a minute. But in the long dissertation, he's like, we had to do some maneuvers and blah blah blah. So,
if only we had listened.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
Nah, fam, I'm good. I'm good. What's a 360?
They
don't teach that at.
Yeah, it's just I just think they saw a B-52 out there, and it kind of startled them a little bit, and they kind of the outcome was fine. They just kind of, waffled through the scenario. It's, the only question in my mind, I guess, is VHF, UHF. I wonder if they could hear, were they doing split freak ops? I don't know.
Probably not. Probably were UHF. And
yeah. And that's always been my beef, when I'm operating around where I think there's going to be others, especially like flying to different fields outside of my home base. If there was VHF, I'd usually use that just to try to build what SA, right? An SA bubble for everybody. But I could see, we're hearing both sides of the comm, maybe they're hearing half, but at the end of the day, it's like, no, man, everybody kind of knew what was going on. So
except you.
Yeah, right. So that's the perception that I have. Listen, I'm no captain. That's for sure. I'm along for the ride, but yeah, that's the perception of it.
Yeah, it's kind of unfair to ask a Thunderbird solo about close passes?
Yeah, I could never go back to the calf because I would have got TR violations every day.
Like 1.5 miles, Mason's like, what? They even at the same air show? Like what?
Right.
That's not.
What are
Yeah.
you doing over there?
This is one more lesson in the shut up. Like there's no reason. There's just like it wouldn't be news if you just shut up. We wouldn't be talking about this.
Yeah, I think in full context, though, the whole regional jet getting hit, the helicopter collision, like, right, the whole microscope on airplane-ish, and especially regional jets, right? The helicopter thing, the Flipsover in Canada, so I could see a little bit of I better say something to explain the weird maneuvers that I
People are
did here.
scared.
Yeah, so
yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't really even say how weird the maneuver is. That was the other part. Is it didn't like the track doesn't look like it was all that Hayaka.
yeah, I mean, the 360 would have covered all the headings. So I don't know what kind of
this,
maneuver.
this turn looks like, I mean, are we Austin Powers? Like, oh no, we're going 10 degrees to the right. Like what, what turn did he click off the autopilot and was like,
heaven forbid. Dude, it's
like what?
It's cowboy country, dude, when you turn the autopilot off.
The closest pass was actually 4139 that didn't spin soon enough and ended up 0.33 miles.
You mean the Piper?
Yeah. He got a full windscreen full of Warbird 03.
Yeah. PA-28 is just a little 4-passenger, 180 horse.
Yeah. I mean, the Warbird, that guy got an air show. But,
yeah. I
mean, so he called it in sight here and saw it at 7 miles and just saw this. If he had a spun, there never would have been. Like,
Mace,
this 1.4 is because he did the jink.
Mace, have you ever? I've never, or a mover too. Have you guys flown form with a B-52? I've never flown form with a B-52. No. Yeah.
I mean, I flew a form with an F-15. That's pretty close. Big ass airplanes.
Giant, yeah.
I mean, they're just huge.
What are all the people in the back doing?
Yeah. What is that guy? Tell him to jink. Anyway.